Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Jay Nice. This is Highly Opinionated, the Man's Network. And today I got a special topic. It's something I've been seeing floating around the internet a little bit, and I wanted to touch base with it because I've been talking about this for a while. Are kids being raised too soft? Okay, so I went and do a little digging, right? And I'm always curious about what the mass media puts out or what people listen to when it comes to topics like this, right? So I found a CNN article. I find it very interesting, so I want to talk about it a little bit. All right, so it says, have your kids gotten soft? 5 ways to teach them grit. Okay? Now, it's an old article back in 2015, and I want to talk about this one. I'm going to see something more recent to see if this kind of changed a little bit. But number one, make your kids make their beds. Well, during a commencement address at his alma mater, the University of Texas at Austin, former Navy SEAL, learned from his training making his bed. It's not brutal training, but it goes into being a Navy SEAL. The top lesson was making his bed every morning. It starts you off in the beginning of the day doing something that you have to learn how to do perfectly. And if you, by chance, have a terrible day, when you come home, at least you've done one thing right. That's bullshit. That's for military kids, okay? That don't mean shit, okay? Making your kids make their damn bed. Don't pack their camping gear. Encourage your kids to solve small problems. Okay, I agree with that. Praise the effort, not the end result. See, that's the problem, okay? We're giving out participation awards, okay? See, when I was growing up, Pops ain't give out a participation award, okay? Even when I was doing good, there was very few times where I felt like, I got that pat on the back and like he let me know, like, you did good, you did okay. Now do the same thing tomorrow, type shit. But there was no certificate of achievement. There was no, oh, you did good today, even though you went 0 for 4, right? No, you let your coaches talk shit to you, to get up in your ass, to motivate you, right? Nowadays, I see it when you go to the fucking games, you can't even talk to the kids any kind. The coaches can't even talk to the kids any kind of way. The parents upset, everybody, the media's upset. People who don't know you or know your kids upset because they wouldn't do their kids that way. Now we got all these soft ass kids. Now we got a weak society. And I heard something on Joe Rogan one day, and it touched base with me, and he said it was something he heard. It was nothing that he said, but it was like, a weak society creates strong men. Strong men create a strong society. A strong society creates weak men. Weak men create a weak society. And it's like a ever evolving cycle, right? So, now we have, people trying to specify as more than one gender. People want that. There's no definition of what a woman is anymore. And I hate to say this, is like, the whole identity of a woman is being changed, right? I have 2 girls myself, and I don't teach them what society is trying to teach them, what television is trying to teach them, what they're trying to be programmed to learn or programmed to be, and you are what you are. And I tell them every day. They come to me and they say little things about kids they see in their schools, and some of it just weird, and they're not confused because they know what it is. They just know it's weird. They're like, no, that's weird. I don't see why a person would want to be a cat. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like I can't understand why, some schools are putting litter boxes in the schools for kids who think they're furries and shit. It's a bunch of bullshit, when you look at television, and you want to see, what a black family or anything is like, it's all fucked up. It's all kind of drama. Everybody's sleeping with everybody. The kids ain't hitting on shit. It's just dysfunctional, right? Well, now you see all the gay as everybody's gay and this and that. Now you can be gay and do whatever you want to do. I don't care. But when you're trying to shift kids into doing things or believing in things that are not right, and then we go back to the foundation, right? So this is why it comes to the picking and choosing. When people say, oh, we need to put church back in schools and do all this other kind of stuff, those same people that are rooting for these bullshit ass, laws, like, other people going to bathrooms. I don't want to touch on all that kind of stuff. We all know what's going on out here, but it's making our kids softer. It's making them more confused, and it's detrimental to their upbringing. It's detrimental to their mental state. But I guess it's kind of the point, right? If we can influence these kids and make them confused and get them to a point where they'll need medication in the future, then we win, right? We win on one aspect, right? And that's big pharma, right? So these are all things we have to think about when people talk about a society getting weaker. Why would it be getting weaker? Why would we want our kids weaker? Why would we want our kids to not be able to handle situations so we can always do something to be there for them? No, we got. If you look at the movies, you got kids doing stuff that we can't even do to this day. Living out in the woods and the forest, maintaining. Like, not saying that that's something I want to do, but it's just certain skills that you should be able to have as a human being and as a man at that. You know what I'm saying? Since we're talking about being men, Now getting back to the script, okay? But praise the effort, not the end result. And the last one was everyone can learn grit. Yes, as long as you can learn grit. But it's more about putting your kids through. It's more about talking to them, being real with them, right? So my kids, I'm real to a certain extent, right? I let them see certain things, hear certain things, know about certain things. So the first time they're introduced to it won't be at somebody's party or some boy or something like that, and they become more curious. You got to kill the curiosity, right? Also, I don't give participation awards or anything like that. If you didn't do good, you didn't do good. If you sign up for sports and you make the team, well, guess what? You ain't practiced hard enough to make the team. I'm not going out to the school talking to the coach and talking to why this and why that and why that, when I know damn well you ain't putting in the effort to do what you got to do, right? We got to stop making excuses for our kids and start making them responsible for the actions they take, because when they become adults, it gets real, I say all the time, I wish I can go back to being, in high school and had less responsibilities, or middle school at that. Matter of fact, middle school, yeah, and had less responsibilities. But it just can't happen, right? So, teaching our kids and how to deal with things earlier, I think is very important. Teaching our kids skills and trade craft earlier is very important. Teaching your kids how to shoot and self-defense earlier is very important. Take them to the range, okay? There's nothing like a boy when you introduce them to something, especially when it's outdoors. And I have a younger daughter. My oldest isn't really into shooting and stuff, but my youngest one, she'll go out there and do it. And you got to allow them the opportunity to try different things and not say, oh, I don't want them to do this because I don't want them to do it. You don't know what they're going to like. I was a victim of that, being held back from certain things because that certain parent didn't want me to do it. And I don't do that with my kids, because we have to allow them to explore, allow them to evolve, and create their own destinies, right? Because if you're living off someone else's destiny, you'll never truly be happy, right? And sometimes as kids, and sometimes we follow scripts, and then we realize like that's not what I want to do. And for some of us, it's later on in life. So you don't want your kid to be that way. Our goal is always to make our kids' lives better than ours. It's always to provide more opportunities. It's always for them to be the full package, better than you, right? I want my kid to be better than me in all aspects. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like me. You know what I mean? In certain ways, yeah, okay, of course, skill sets and mentality and thinking wise, and you know what I mean? Yeah, but I want them to achieve way more than I achieved way earlier. You know what I mean? And I got to give them the skill set with it, but I also got to make them tough to deal with the changing world we live in. Things don't get easier in anything, like in life, school, work. It don't get easier. At work, you still gotta learn. You know what I mean? It's always more training for everything you're doing. If you're doing something when you don't have to get better, then you're probably not doing anything too constructive. You know what I'm saying? But just not being so soft. Sometimes look at it as like, you're not friends with your kids. You want to be a cool parent, but you're not friends. And I think a lot of people forget that, and they feel like, well, if I scold them a little bit, maybe they won't like me, or maybe when they say I don't like you, I hate you, you take it personal. I don't take it personal. because I know my kids love me and they know I love them, right? But if you don't, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child, right? And that is very true. So again, and I'm gonna follow with this. I'm gonna got a lot more stuff coming. I just want to touch base as the first episode of this whole our kids getting soft and certain things we can do. So I'm gonna go through different. I'm gonna do my research, go through different things I do personally, and things that they suggest professionally, and we're gonna see how it lay out. But if you like the information, if you're in tune with it, like, subscribe, comment. Comment different ideas, comment some things that you might do with your kids to teach them a little grit without going overboard, right? You know, it's a fine line between being hard on the kid and abusing the kid, so let's make sure we do it the right way. It's your boy Jay Nice. This is Highly Opinionated. I'll talk to you later.